morning and welcome back to another vlog. This week I am doing my first week of shelter medicine and surgery, and what that means is that we basically go around the Montgomery area and sometimes to Dublin, Virginia, to go to different shelters to do spay and neuter clinics and also to do low-cost vaccines as well. So I'm here today at one of the closest ones. This one is Macacac. I will put down what that actually means on the video right now, but it's one of the shelters that we have here in the Christiansburg area, and today we are doing some surgery, which I'm excited for. I haven't done surgery in a long time, so I am curious to see if I actually remember how to do these surgeries. We mostly just do cats and dogs and the occasional like mass removal, amputation, but for now it's just going to be spay and neuters today because this is our first surgery day. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more, and let's head into this amazing week of surgery. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. Yesterday it was kind of a tough day. When we got there yesterday morning, no one was there to let us in, and we were standing out in the cold for about 10 minutes before someone finally opened the door. All of us thought that we started exactly at 8:30 with the surgeries, but that was not the case. And then when surgeries finally did start, of course things are going to be chaotic on the first day, but it seemed like it was excessively chaotic. And then when it came time for my surgery, I did a cat spay, which I had never done before. They do things here a lot differently than what we are taught on the island, which isn't a bad thing, but it's how they went about it with the conversation that I didn't really agree with, because I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, even though I do know what I'm doing. A cat spay is pretty similar to a dog spay. It just is a lot smaller, and I'm used to bigger incisions, and they like small incisions here, which I kind of understand because it is shelter medicine animals and it's a higher risk of them opening up their stitches. So I see like the pros of doing a smaller incision. I just was not prepared to do it that way because you can't really visualize much of anything. And then when I wanted to try some other things, they told me no, that I thought would make it a little bit easier because I did struggle finding the uterus, but after a few tries I finally did manage to get it. I don't know, it was definitely tricky, and they do auto ligation for cats here for both neuters and spays, so that is a completely different technique than what I'm used to, but I think it was actually really good, especially when the cat's not pregnant or in severe heat. And then when I finally did get out of surgery, unfortunately I didn't get to really finish my entire spay because I went over time, just because I was quite confused about everything that was going on yesterday. There wasn't really any resources online on the Canvas site, so I felt like we were just going in a little unprepared, but I definitely took too long on the body wall itself, and then my sutures weren't holding the body wall super well, so the vet had to fix that and make sure that the body wall was in fact closed. So I was already kind of frustrated with how the surgery itself went, and then we had to do medicine cases as well. We had 12 surgeries I think yesterday, and then 11 or 12 medicine cases. So we were dealing with some of the yeasty dogs, doing ear cytologies, and of course at the end of the day, around like 5:30, we got to our last cat, and it had a rectal prolapse. So we had to deal with that for a little bit. The cat was definitely not happy with us messing with it, So we ended up having to sedate it. And then when it woke up, they said, oh, we need to put a cone on it. And it was a really nice cat. I just think he was freaked out with everything that was happening. I am going to a different shelter today. I'm going to one in Dublin, Virginia. That's about 30 minutes away, so I'm actually going to head out really soon just so I can secure parking because we cannot park at the shelter, so we gotta find other areas to park. They did give us a few ideas, but there's not that many spots and there's 10 of us. So it does make things a little bit complicated, and I don't know what the traffic is going to look like this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and head in and keeping my fingers crossed that today goes better, but since we're at a new clinic, we're still not going to know where stuff is. Good morning and welcome to Thursday. Yesterday went a little bit better. I just did a cat neuter, so it was nothing crazy, but the other facility is mostly just people bringing in their animals to get spayed and neutered and vaccine appointments. So it was a lot different than what the shelter is here. Trying to figure out where everything was a little chaotic, and I kind of missed the tour yesterday because I was redoing some of the things I did in the morning because it was not correct what I did. The instructions aren't the best. You live and you learn. And hopefully today I can actually do everything well. But sorry, the sun is so blinding this morning. But I am back at Makakak today, which is the shelter in Christiansburg, and today we have a lot of surgeries apparently. So we'll see how that goes. The doctors were kind of talking about it last night before we left the other shelter. I'm hoping today goes better. Maybe I will get a dog today. I don't know, for surgery. So we shall see, but keeping our fingers crossed that we don't get bit because today is technically my Friday because I have a personal day tomorrow, this weekend, and also Monday morning. I have a couple of things to do, so I'm really hoping I don't get bit tonight. That would be ideal. But I'm going to go ahead and head in and get the day started. I am officially done for this week. It is currently Friday afternoon now, and I'm actually getting ready to do an interview with Colorado State University. I did quite a lot this morning in preparation for next week, for another week in shelter medicine and surgery. I got groceries this morning, I did my laundry, and now I'm cleaning up my bedroom as well. So by the time I come back on Monday, everything will be good to go and I am ready for a new week. I do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.